Come on, Brad Smith. What do you got? You got to have some chair dancing moves here on a Friday. Attaboy. Looking good. That was Oregon women's basketball player Sedona Prince showing the TikTok skills that have attracted more than 3 million followers. And Screen Right was one of the most famous athletes on the planet. Megan Rapinoe, the World Cup and Olympic champ soccer star. Sedona's social media skills have propelled her to a league, quite frankly, of her own as an influencer / equity holder. She joins us now to tell us about her new deal with beverage company Riff. Sedona, nice to see you. Happy Friday to you. I have to plead ignorance here. I've never had Riff, so tell me a little bit about what it is and how is your deal unlike any others we've seen in the NIL landscape?
Yeah, guys. Well, thanks so much for having me. Riff is really unique. It's a drink that's made out of cascara, which is the fruit around the coffee bean. And this is a big waste problem, and it's causing a lot of climate change issues. And so my buddies at Riff made a drink that takes that fruit and turns it into a naturally caffeinated drink. It's pretty good. I drink it all the time, like before shoots and stuff, before I make TikToks, obviously before the dancing. I saw you guys' skills, but it's super cool. Most NIL like activities right now are student athletes doing brand deals and then just getting, money from that. But I wanted to do something more than that. I wanted to have equity in a company, and this is the company that I felt most comfortable with, that, they're doing environmental things that I really loved and was passionate about.
Look, that's really generous of you to say that our dancing skills are up to par, because I know I haven't learned anything new since the Soldier Boy, quite frankly.
I got none.
I'm liking these moves that I'm seeing on the screen. I think at the end of the day, it's an amazing time for college athletes like yourself who are able to generate some of these deals. What has it meant for you in looking across some of these prospective opportunities and really identifying what your future may look like even after college basketball?
Yeah, I've really tried to optimize my NIL opportunities as entrepreneurship. Take what I do off the court, which is TikTok, certain brand deals, but turn them into something that I can use for the rest of my life. Money that I can retire with, put my kids through college for, or with and stuff. And so that's what I wanted to do. Have something that I was really a part of. Work on the company, work on branding, take my skills and use them for a company that I love and believe in. So hopefully this will be something that's lifelong for me.
And you even have a title, Chief Community Officer, I believe. So tell us about what's involved in this and how does the payment system work? You said you got equity. How are you driving your followers to this product and getting rewarded for it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's more of like a natural thing. I love Riff. I support Riff with my whole heart. And so just me showing that to my followers, drinking it, saying what it does for me as an athlete, drinking healthy caffeine is really important to me. And so feeling my body in a good way and showing that to my followers and saying, hey, this is something really important. And then also showing the business side of it, having equity. And the more that I, promote it and show my followers, and the more money I get back. But the bigger the company grows and the better it is for the environment as well.
Clearly only attaching your name, image, likeness to things that you are passionate about. If there's a new area that you would want to get a partnership with, what would that be?
Great question. I've done a lot in women's sports. I've partnered with a lot of companies that get women's athletes deals, are very into advocacy and activism. And this is kind of one of the things that I wanted to get into. Next, I think for NIL deals, I want to go towards more like creating businesses. I'm a big entrepreneur and I have a big passion in that. And so I think, creating different franchises and doing that and giving back to the community, my college campus is really important to me. So doing things like that is what I want to do next.
What fascinates me right now about the name, image, and likeness is that according to the latest data, women's college basketball is actually ahead of men's. And it was by a rather substantial amount at the last check. We also saw a record or near a record for the ratings in the Women's College Basketball Championship, 18-year high. Why have women's sports, in some cases, outdone the men?
Yeah, I think the brand that women athletes have of just that on and off the court relatability, we tell our stories really well. We have incredible stories. And so I think that power for women's athletes to kind of show who they are and engage with fans in that certain way. It's just different than the men's players. And then brands are really interested in that. Companies want to invest their money into student athletes that have, more than just their sport. And so I think that's what we do really, really well as female athletes, in all sports.
You really came to fame a couple years back during March Madness, and really how it was a quest for true equality at the end of the day when we think about some of the different areas that men's sports are typically leaned into on the college front, and your fight and so many other women's fights for that same parity within the sport and within the NCAA entire ecosystem. How has that continued to move forward? Where do you continue to use some of that advocacy that has started out early on to really make sure that there are long-standing solutions that move forward too?
Yeah, well, everyone knows me from that NCAA video, the weight room thing, and that whole, equity and kind of exposure that I did. But it's a constant battle to fight for equity in women's sports. And so it's an ongoing thing. Bringing more attention to my sport, to other female athletes, and telling our stories off the court is very important to me. And so, yeah, it's ongoing. It'll never be something that is, stop fighting. But hopefully one day when it is, then we can look back and see all the work that we did.
It definitely came a long way this year with having the same selection Sunday, and they were both branded March Madness, much high-profile television coverage. Sedona, I have to ask you, we're looking for some TikTok tips. I noticed checking your feed, it's not all selling products. Some of it is, but give us some tips how to succeed in the TikTok space, because I am terrible at it.
That's a great question. I think just be relatable. Find, your fans, what they like. I really listen to the people that, watch my videos and what they kind of want to see. I show my, goofy personality, but then I also talk about things that are important to me, like mental health. And then this video here, like making a community around women's basketball is really important to me. And so talking to the youth, kids in sports. And so just being fun, having a good time and showing different personalities, different sides of my personalities is how to be successful.
Just while we have you, when you were talking about the fight to make sure that there is still that parity, that equality, what we've seen in the men's side is that men are able to make the jump to the pro league earlier on than traditionally what we've seen on the women's side. And so where is that conversation moving forward to ensure that if there is that opportunity, if somebody is displaying that they have a talent that is next level, that should get them into the WNBA and playing professionally, that we should be opening that door for those players?
Yeah, I think we should. I think it should be a thing that doesn't need to even be, a question anymore. There's student athletes right now that could go pro in our league, and so I think they should have the opportunity. But the good thing about NIL right now is that they're making more money than they would now in the pros, and so that's important that they don't need that choice. And so it's pretty cool.
That's what I was curious about. I was wondering if you could make more money in college through NIL than you can in the WNBA, and that's true, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Very true.
Wow, that is a very fascinating dichotomy. Good stuff. Sedona Prince, we appreciate you being with us. We'll check out the energy beverage. We all need one.